There's the tail of the tape. You can see he's unbeaten in 3. Thomas Galbraith, the favourite up against the 33-year-old Irving from Swindon. Distinct height advantage, as you can see. Good 5 inches in that department, much the taller man. And Galbraith, I suspect, itching to get down to it tonight. Here we go then. Second run out of 23 on the back of a 9-month hiatus. He was here in this very ring and arena back in June with a 4-round points win on that occasion. Galbraith got a loose style. Barry Jones working his way through the ranks. Yeah, you've got a high guard, though. You've got a good jab. And, I think it's going to be pretty tough here, Galbraith, but he has to be busy. I think against someone like Irvine likes to wait a little bit too long to set his punch up. You're going to give him too much time to get relaxed. So do a little bit more of that. Put pressure on a little bit early. See how he feels like when he lands with that big long right hand.
Yeah, Galbraith's got that style with the high hands, but it's quite an inviting style. He lets that left hand drift out to the side, shows a lot of body. Can you imagine he's just waiting for his opponent to throw something so that he can try and counter off of that. Good right hand from him there. Irvine took it well.
Irvine just managed to catch him with the right hand there. He's trying to just step back, Galbraith, and then respond with his own counters. He's trying to get in and out.
Yeah, and for Irvine as well, that low left hand, especially with a guy who has such a reach advantage over you, that's a really inviting shot for that long right hand.
And shares a gym with O'Hara Davies. Will Jones in his corner, and you'll know what that's like, George, when you got a sort of fighter on a gym mate on a run, whether it's working towards a title as O'Hara Davies is at the moment, waiting for his opportunity. That can be inspiring in itself for the gym mates.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The gym will be thriving, be pumping. Everyone, there's that competitive element to it too. You know, you want to be keeping pace with your stable mates. They got big fights. You want them big fights, so it spurs you on. I'm sure Campman's gone great, and the feeling in the gym is high. O'Hara Davies is a very good fighter and a very big fight for him.
Good sparring too, Barry. Those big long arms of Davies.
Yeah, the size and the power of O'Hara Davies makes up for maybe the lack of weight they'll have. A nice sharp start here from Galbraith.
Yeah, real focus. You can see the eyes absolutely intense. And I said a couple of fights fell through, including Ryan Maycock, who was supposed to be in the other corner tonight. You would say fights that he could really get his teeth into, but there's probably an element of frustration and desire to respond to that, and I think we've seen that with a sharp start here. Here we go then into round 2. This one of us scheduled 4. Getting a final run out of 23 before hopefully trying to build maybe into next year, Thomas Galbraith.
The only advantage he does have here for Galbraith, because he has that advantage of probably against most people, his weight of length and reach. It invites you to throw a shot from too far out, and then he can do that little lean back, and that's a lovely combination response there from Galbraith.
Yeah, really good there, and he finished it again with a left hook. It's that bonus shot I think is making a difference so far in this contest. You can't miss him with that left hook. Irvine having success there with the jab to the chest. Looks like it's a long way to reach. Try and get a jab to the chin, but makes sense. He's doubling it up, chasing the feet up, lands in the chest, but he just needs to get something else off after landing that jab.
He wants to draw the leads, doesn't he, Barry? He wants Irvine to make a mistake, to lead off, make him miss. He's looking to try and counter and punish him.
Yeah, he wants you to throw from too far out, so when you do commit, you're off balance, and then you inevitably have to bring that back foot forward, and you square yourself up, and you're an easy target to hit with no ground to the floor.
He's clipped him with the right hand there, Galbraith.
But what he needs to do, Irvine, is plenty of feints, and like George was saying, he's landed with a couple of jabs to the chest, double that up. That means you've got to stab with the front foot, give you a little bit of speed in that punch, gets you to the target quicker, and gets you inside that long reach. And then when you get there, you've got to be. It's very important. You have to make the most of it and work away.
Minutes ago in the second round. There you see, there was the feint. That's exactly what Barry was asking for.
And it worked as well, didn't it? He didn't fire off it, but it made Irvine twitched.
And there again, just fell short as he tried to clip him with the right hook.
Just needs to make that right uppercut longer. Just so if he can just turn it with the hip when he throws that right up, he takes a step back and then punch right, continue that shot to the very end of its destination.
Just teasing with a left hook there, that punch that George had touched on at the start of the round. As we come to the end of the second, maybe starting to find his feet, find his rhythm. A couple of wild shots there from Irvine towards the end of the round. Here we go with round 3.
I had a good jab. I don't want to make a big deal about it.
With Galbraith, Barry, kind of dangling, almost. It's almost sort of hypnotic, isn't it, that left hand of Galbraith? How can he make it work for him? In what way might it be a hindrance?
Well, because it's so far out, to get that power, that means you almost got to turn with it. You've got to make sure you get that full rotation with the wrist. You can punch him in the front 2 knuckles, which means your elbow got to come up a little bit, but you've got to step with it with the front foot, so it's difficult to get real power with it there. But he's using it to draw you on, that's all he is, and he's just trying to score and frustrate the opponent. But I'd prefer it to be a full weapon. Punch from your shoulder, step with it and retreat back. A jab is 2 parts. It's got to be fast coming out, but it's got to be just as fast coming back, because if you throw it out, whether it lands or not, if it doesn't come back fast, you're inviting a big shot to take its place.
I didn't want to mention the F word tonight, but of course Froch had quite a low left hand, George, didn't he? Often a jab that would come almost from waist height upwards. Unusual.
Yeah, I mean, it can come from outside your peripheral vision. But he's heating up now in this round. Irvine started well. He landed a couple and Galbraith has responded.
Trying his own jab.
Yeah, putting a bit more meat on them shots, digging his toes into the canvas.
Little jab to the body there of Irvine himself in that exchange.
That's where Irvine needs the feint there, just allowing that little space to just tend to get quick, his feet in quick, mount that attack. There you go, a little bit like that, that's better. Didn't have the success, but the movements were right.
If you're the shorter guy and you're trying to encourage the person in front of you to punch, you can't always counter, so you can't always catch and fire, because the guy in front of you is just too long. They're going to be able to pull their head out of range, so really you need to ideally punch with them. You've got the shorter arms, you might be able to get there quicker. And Irvine's done that a couple of times in this round. He's punched with Galbraith and he's had success with it. Shoelace onside.
Yeah, left boot off Irvine, just requiring those shoelaces to be tightened. We talked about knowing your own style early on, and it looks like Galbraith comfortable with his own style, but I suppose you need a bit of versatility, don't you, Barry, according to what it is you're presented with in front of you?
Because you've got a structure to work from. We're all built differently, we all have a different strength, so you use that as your building block, as your platform, and then you work around it and try and add to your game. So you're always looking to evolve as a fighter, but not forgetting what you do well, what works for you. I think he's boxing well here. I think Irvine's up the pace a bit, and I think Galbraith has been able to match him as well, relatively comfortable.
He's trying to get on the front foot, hasn't he, Irvine, in this round?
And he's had success doing it as well. Let's not forget that. Nice footwork there. He just needed to throw that right hand.
Yeah, a little bit of a feint towards the end of that. Well, Irving had more of a go in that round. Tried to increase the pace, but Galbraith was able to match him throughout.
I think he's come with the pressure quite well here in that last round.
There was a little, in that montage, as they touched gloves, about to embark on the fourth and final round, there was a couple of those feints, this time with the feet. Did two of them back to back, right in the closing seconds of that round, Galbraith. We saw a little smile from Irving after the second of them. Managing to evade a couple of those Irving attacks comfortably, Galbraith, with the movement of his feet.
Yeah, I'd like to see Galbraith just put a bit more spike on that jab. Throw it a bit stiffer, Barry was explaining earlier. Irving, he's creeping into a closer distance now. He's almost within punching range. If Galbraith is not going to hit him with something, it's only going to give opportunity for Irving to let his hands go. Like he did there, he had the better of that exchange for me.
A shot there from Galbraith. Just needs just a little bit more. Just go again. There's too big a gaps in between these assaults here. A little bit here, Galbraith. But he is just waiting for Irving to lead first, to counter off it. Which he probably has that luxury that he can do that at this stage of the fight.
You want to force the guy in front of you to punch, as opposed to that where the guy in front of you might finish the exchange and look better doing it. That's a good jab. But layer that now with sharp feints rather than just the looking and waiting. Sharp feint, hard jab, sharp feint, fast jab. So that's how you keep the guy in front of you permanently guessing uncomfortable, giving him that different look, and then every shot you ever wanted to throw can always follow from it.
It's a better jab when the glove's closer to his body, but then he can get more weight on the shot. And even from the hip, it's hard to read when it comes from the hip. That's the advantage of that. The disadvantage is the big target to aim for if your opponent commits to that right hand. When you have the length and the reach advantage that Galbraith has, you have the luxury to do that. You can take a little step back, and what he's been doing tonight, throwing that right uppercut through the middle.
Yeah, he brought a lovely right uppercut off the ropes there, land on Irving.
And very relaxed. Maybe more so in this last minute or so, just looking loose, dropped the hands, probably starting to get a bit of confidence. He's landed a few sharper shots in this round, Galbraith.
He's in a few double jabs there like that, especially in this round here, Irving, but he's got to fight, do that. That right hand there has got to follow those double jabs. He goes up and down, and then when he's low, then you've got to throw that right hand over the top from that crouch stance. Push off your legs and commit to it.
Ooh, nice body shot there from Irving. He found it difficult to pin Galbraith down throughout these 4 rounds, and a completed 4 rounds it is. Solid 4 rounds early on in the career of Thomas Galbraith, and I think his friends and family pretty chuffed with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the referee's scorecard. Referee Lee Emphrey scores the bout 39 to 37, and your winner, Thomas the Golden Boy Galbraith.
Well, Irving, only the second person to take a round off Thomas Galbraith, but otherwise he's winning most of them early on in his career, and he moves to 4-0.
There was a lot of changes in the lead up to the fight tonight, but how good was it to finally get it done?
Oh, you know what? Johnny pulled everything out of the bag for this one. I'd like 3-4 different opponent changes, and from to step up like that last minute and get me an opponent, you know what? I owe him everything. Johnny's a credit to the boxing game.
How hard was it to stay focused during camp, not knowing if you'd actually get the fight or what fight it would be?
Really hard, to be honest, because I was meant to fight Ryan Maycock. He got an injury. Then we put it to, I think it was a super middleweight. Obviously it was too heavy. And then Angelo Antonio, he refused to box. And then last minute we got this opponent here. So credit to my opponent for stepping up and taking the fight. I really appreciate getting in the ring. I needed that fight.
Yeah, and you're finishing off the year strong. You've had a busy time. You've been on a lot of the top tier shows. What is the plan for you going forward? You are the king of calling people out, so who are you wanting?
You know what? I'll take a break till after Christmas, and then I'll find someone.
Are you thinking maybe the Ryan Maycock fight?
I definitely want that fight, but it's on my terms now. It's definitely going to be more than a 4-round. I want an 8-round with that fight.
Yeah, in the new year, are you looking to get more rounds under your belt?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I want to get at least a Southern area next season, next year. I'm going to chase for that belt, hopefully in the middle of the summer, fight for the belt.
A final word to all the fans who have come out to support you. There's a lot of them in here tonight.
I want to thank every single one that come out. Thank you very much. And I want to say a massive shout out to all of my sponsors. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you all. And get up the Irish!
Well done, Thomas. Great performance.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.